that we made it to the West Coast. What I really meant was the West Coast made it to us.
What? Oh, someone from the West Coast got it.
Yeah.
Wait. Well, someone from the West Coast.
You never know. It could be either of these.
Yeah.
Oh. The Chargers.
San Francisco 49ers gave us a box. There was a note inside, and who has the San Francisco 49ers? Anthony, do you want to read the note, or do you want me to read the note? So take a...
automatically always you who likes to read the note.
Well, I asked
everyone
them.
loves when you write it.
I think because I'm a great reader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And I think that...
You make dramatic scenes.
Oh, I make dramatic. I think that Anthony, I think he just wants to listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they actually wrote us a nice paragraph. And it says, "Dear Anthony, what exciting news! We heard that you picked us in the draft against your classmates. We want to say a huge thank you. It's such an honor that you chose us, and we couldn't be happier to have you cheering us on this season. We know you had some tough choices to make with so many great teams out there. You see how they were kind to the other teams? And they didn't say we're the best. So the fact that you believe in us means a lot. As a thank you, we have put together a goodie bag for you with hats, a rally towel, and a signed Christian McCaffrey mini helmet."
No way, Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey.
Oh my god. What about right now?
Also included in the box are rally towels and stickers to share with your classmates. We know this is going to be a fun and exciting year and hope to make you proud. With love from the Bay, the San Francisco 49ers front office.
That's
Clap it up for Anthony and the
Oh.
where he gets
Oh.
some hats and your signed Christian McCaffrey helmet. Are you like squirming right now? Do not let your brothers take this from you. Who is the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers? So you know how every year there's a draft?
Yeah.
And if you don't know, every year after this season is over, after the Super Bowl, after the season ends, there's a draft where all the NFL teams get to pick players from the college teams to join their team, kind of like moving up in the big leagues,
I want
right?
you to go in one of the teams.
You want me to go on one of these?
Oh, the National Girls League.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think that I'm qualified to be on an NFL
You
team.
can be on the Miami Dolphins.
Well,
No,
they could maybe.
because you're gonna be better than
The 2022 NFL draft. So there are, look at the number. What number does this say? 262. 261 people were selected over Brock Purdy. 261 players. Now, the San Francisco 49ers didn't really need a quarterback at the time. So, at the last pick of the draft, they selected Brock Purdy. The last pick of the draft of the NFL every year, the player who's picked last is known as Mr. Irrelevant. Do you know what the word irrelevant means? Well, let's pause. Do you know what the word relevant means? If something is relevant, ooh, this is relevant to my class. This is relevant to me. The word irrelevant. This is called a prefix. This goes at the beginning of the word. This means not. So Brock Purdy was called not relevant. He was called not connected, not being known with something. Really just kind of saying, that's irrelevant. That doesn't matter, right? That's what, look at his jersey. When they drafted him, what does the back of the jersey say? Mr. Irrelevant. Because the last pick of the draft is called Mr. Irrelevant because nobody ever thinks they're going to really use the last pick of the draft. They just have a pick, so they just pick them, right? But that season, in the 2022-2023 year, the San Francisco 49ers started off with a quarterback. The quarterback went down with an injury. Then they got Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jimmy Garoppolo was playing, and then Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt playing the Miami Dolphins. Well, their first QB got hurt. Oh, I almost just stuck up my middle finger. Is that my middle finger? No, it's my ring finger. Their first QB got hurt. Their second QB got hurt. And who has to come in now? Mr. Irrelevant. And everybody was like, oh, great. This was during actually a Miami Dolphins game, right? So I was watching this game, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. Their third string quarterback is coming in the game. We're going to wreck him. Like, he can't, like, he was the last pick of the draft. Like, he's irrelevant, right? But he came in.
And he destroyed everybody.
Yeah. And he was good.
He does.
And he was incredible. Because Brock Purdy, while being picked and selected last in the draft, while he had a label on him saying he was irrelevant, he didn't matter, he didn't let that get to them. So while he sat on the bench and watched the other two quarterbacks play ahead of him, he was learning, he was growing, he was soaking in all the information so that when it was his time to come in versus the Miami Dolphins, he was ready. He was prepared. He didn't fall apart. He rocked it. And then he started the next game. And then the next game. And then the next game. And then the San Francisco 49ers said, wait a minute. We found our guy. He took them all the way, I believe, to the NFC Championship, the game right before the Super Bowl, as a third-string quarterback. That's like unheard of. He could have easily crumbled. He could have easily withered away and said, I can't do it. The pressure is too much. I'm not good enough. I was the last pick of the draft. I'm Mr. Irrelevant. But he didn't. So that when it was his time for his name to be called, he was ready. And now he is the starting quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy came in, and now he is their starter. He has led them to a Super Bowl. But what I'm saying is, even when you're selected last, even when you're told that you're not good enough, even when you're labeled as Mr. or Mrs. Irrelevant, you can't let that label define you. He didn't let that label of being Mr. Irrelevant define him,
It's
right?
just like a nickname.
Right, but look at what he proved. He took them to the Super Bowl last year.
I know.
It's insane. No, they lost to the Chiefs, but
I think I know.
he shows us that anything can happen, and he shows us that if you work hard, no matter where you are in life, if you continue working hard, you will eventually get to where you want to be, and your opportunity may come. A lot of third-string quarterbacks, they don't get their opportunity. So that when it was his time, he was ready. And it's important for us to always stay ready, because you don't know when your time is going to be. You don't know when it's going to call your name. And they're going to be like, all right, Alex, show me what you got. And you're going to be like, oh, man, I wasn't ready. Right, you're going to be like, what? There's a little story about the San Francisco 49ers and a little story for yourselves. Anthony, would you like to pass out the towels and the stickers to your friends? What do we say to the San Francisco 49ers? No. Faithful to the Bay, baby. Anne's gonna pass out the towels first. Pass out the towels. Take them off. 49ers country.